People call this an exorcism. But look, it's more like a battle. Look at its appearance. It's crawling on the floor like a wild animal. Its long black hair is hanging down, covering its ghostly face painted white. It doesn't look, but it feels like it's observing everyone in the room. The shaman slowly approaches, muttering prayers. Suddenly an invisible force throws him back. Before it can even touch him, he falls to the carpet, and it remains motionless there. A defiant silence. This is no ordinary spirit or ghost. The crawling posture, the way it physically affects others without touching, this is a form of demon possession. It is an evil entity, a low-level demon possessing the body of a living person. There is a very scary detail that many people notice. Why is its face white? But its limbs are still those of a normal person? It is believed that when a demon possesses, it will try to transform the host's body to resemble its hideous form. But it can never do it perfectly. There is always a detail that is wrong. It is a sign to recognize the imposter. A mockery of its mockery of human helplessness. There is only the strangely loud music and the men trying to pray in despair. That night, we passed by an old hut by the roadside. Suddenly, my friend stopped, his hand trembling as he pointed inside. Under the flashlight, a figure appeared, a ghost, wearing a dark red owl dye. It sat there, its long black hair covering most of its pale face, revealing only its blood-red lips. Then a mournful singing voice rang out from somewhere. "It's so cold, don't leave me alone." People say it's the ghost of a girl who was betrayed in love, who died in the cold while still wearing a red wedding dress waiting for her lover. Her resentment was very heavy, not to harm others, but to spread her loneliness and despair. While we were still frozen in fear, it suddenly disappeared. From then on, I always told myself, at night, if I see any abandoned hut, don't be foolish enough to look inside. That night, on a deserted street, we were walking when we felt something was wrong. A deathly silence. And then, under the flashlight, we saw them. Two figures. Two girls. One in a floral dress. One in a white dress. But, they had no heads. Seriously. Right where the neck should be was a pitch black void. The dress was just floating in the air. That sight sent a chill down my spine. We stood rooted to the spot, not daring to breathe. We backed away, step by step, but they started to move towards us. Slowly, but without hesitation. Then my friend panicked and screamed. We turned around. Run. We could only run as fast as we could. Their footsteps were still clattering behind us. According to the caption in the video, these were the spirits of a pair of twin sisters. They were not ordinary ghosts. The extreme pain and resentment after death has caused their souls to degenerate, becoming two demons. The fact that they have no heads is the most horrifying detail. It is believed that they died in a tragic accident that left their heads intact. Now, they wander on that fateful road, not to be liberated, but to find their lost body parts. Whoever they meet, they will approach, as if to see if that person is holding something that belongs to them. They cannot be liberated and will not let anyone pass through this place peacefully. To this day, I still dare not walk alone on any dark road, because the image of those two headless floating dresses, it will haunt me for the rest of my life. Never go into the woods alone at night. I was lost. Only the flickering light of my flashlight scanned the pitch-black darkness. And then, I saw it. There it stood, in the middle of the trail. Short, thin, in a strange hunched position. Like a predator, but the most terrifying thing was its white mask. A grin slashed from ear to ear. Frozen in the darkness, it looked at me. I knew it looked at me. For a moment, we were both motionless. And then, it let out a roar. Not a human voice, and charged at me. I screamed, stumbled. The camera was pointed at the ground. I could only hear it screaming, its frantic footsteps getting closer. Then a white shadow fell, and everything went black. That was the last image the camera captured. The locals call it the laughing devil. It is not a ghost. Nor is it a spirit. It is an ancient entity. A guardian of this forest. That smiling face is not a mask. It is believed to be its real face. Disfigured and frozen in a permanent, creepy smile after witnessing a terrible crime committed here centuries ago. It does not kill you outright. It likes to play on the fear of its prey. It will stand still. Let you see it. Let the panic rise in your chest. When your fear reaches its peak, that is when it strikes. It does not eat flesh. It feeds on your terror. I don't know why I walked down that road. It was pitch black. Only the flickering flashlight lit the way. Suddenly, I stopped. My heart dropped out. At the end of the road, there were two figures. One was dressed in blue, the other in red. They stood still like statues, and were holding up something. Oh my God, it looked like a portrait. I was so scared. I wanted to turn around and run. But there was some urge that made me look back again. And that was the biggest mistake of my life. Now, there were not two, but three. A person dressed in white appeared right in the middle, standing with the other two. They were still holding up that portrait, silently staring at me. Mom, I screamed. I don't remember what I screamed anymore. I just knew I had to run. I turned around and ran as fast as I could, not daring to look back. The camera flew wildly, then went dark. These were not ordinary wandering ghosts. These were a group of ghost guides or soul procession ghosts. They were performing a ritual of the afterlife, carrying a newly deceased soul to the underworld. The two people in blue and red shirts could be minions, evil spirits, tasked with escorting. The portrait was a guide, proof that they were on duty. The appearance of the third person in white was the scariest moment. That could be the newly deceased soul, just entering its own procession. The cameraman had accidentally entered the path of yin and yang, and witnessed a scene that was absolutely not meant for the living. People say, when you see a procession of ghosts, never let them see you. Because if not, you will be the next person they take away.